These simple single-colour watercolour backgrounds might look familiar. They're the ones I painted in a previous video, and today we're taking them a step further by adding some simple doodling to one of them. I've scanned them in already as backgrounds and made them available as a digital download, so you can use the link below if you'd like to use them too. As doodling doesn't have to be complicated, today I'm concentrating on some simple lines, imperfect circles and a few dots which can add some real personality and depth to your art. Now, although you can use more pens in different colours and line weights, you don't need any fancy tools, so today I'm just using the one blue Sharpie marker which has a fine tip. I'd like to start by following the natural flow of the colour of the background. I call this following the lines. Can you see the soft edges? By tracing along those loose, sketchy lines, I'm adding definition without overcomplicating things. We're going to enhance the circular tie-dye effect and go around the watercolour background to enhance its natural qualities and give a starting point, some boundary edges to fill in with further lines and simple shapes. Can you see that how adding shorter strokes between the initial boundary lines creates a pattern that you might see in nature? The initial lines might resemble things like rings of a tree trunk, and I think adding the shorter lines resembles the delicate gill pattern that you'll see underneath a mushroom cap. These might be simple, but the different lines add texture and flow, and they make the design feel a little bit more organic and natural. Next, I'm drawing in some imperfect circles, so I'm creating some contrast by increasing the line weight and colouring around them. It's almost like a playful ripple effect in a pond. There's no right or wrong way to do this, just go with the flow. I'm drawing in a few wonky ovals here, and then I infill with a few lines that are crosshatched just to add a little bit more texture. I'm also adding a few areas of deep shading just to add a little bit more contrast in between some of the layers. By going over some of the lines again, you can increase the line weight and just add a little bit more depth to the picture. In that lighter area to the left, I again do the follow the line thing by mirroring the natural line of the watercolour background and just repeat that several times until the area is completely filled with these lines. Now moving on to another section, I'm using some loose organic lines and connecting them with imperfect circles to form a natural looking pattern. It's abstract, yet it gives the mind something to interpret, maybe delicate leaves or clusters of berries, or maybe even mycelium spreading beneath the surface. Our minds naturally seek patterns, and by adding these simple shapes, the abstract starts to take on a familiar organic feel, inviting the viewer to imagine their own interpretation. Returning to simple lines, I'm now layering a few scattered dots around them, working within the boundary lines and responding to the watercolour background. These small details start to emphasise the circular flow of the watercolour. It's almost like the spirals of a snail shell or the delicate imprints of a fossil. It gives the design a sense of natural rhythm, as if it's something to be found in nature, and it's slowly forming over time. None of these lines or doodles are perfect, and that's exactly the point. This isn't about creating a masterpiece, it's about the process. There's something very calming and meditative about these repetitive marks, letting the pen flow without overthinking. It's a way to quiet the mind and settle the moment, and simply enjoy the act of creating, all while forming an abstract piece that feels balanced and visually pleasing. Now moving towards the centre, I'm adding some circles. Some are nested within each other and they draw the eye inward and create a natural focal point. To finish, I'm adding in some lines that spiral around the heart of the piece. They slowly build up depth and form. By emphasising the central line with a little bit of extra shading, it can give some sense of dimension and flow, almost like energy radiating from the core. Now, of course, none of this is about perfection. It's all about movement, rhythm, and simply enjoying the process. So if you've been watching and you're feeling inspired, I encourage you to try this for yourself. Start with a background, pick up a pen, and just let your hand follow the shapes that are already there. I'll be sharing more ways to doodle over watercolour in up and coming videos using some of the other backgrounds and some other tools. So subscribe if you'd like to follow along, and if you give this a try, do let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you create. Happy doodling!